Coming up next on this edition of In the City, critical care will now be much closer to home. Plus, we'll show you a popular festival that's drawing thousands to Middle Tennessee. And find out why a representative from Murfreesboro will be visiting the state capitol. But first, we've got an inside look at the city's newest facility that is attracting national attention. All this and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Callie Durham. The unveiling of a new facility is causing a racket in more than just Middle Tennessee. Here's a peek inside Murfreesboro's newest attraction. After being plagued with many bumps in the road, the new Adams Tennis Complex at Old Fort Park is now complete and open to the public. And I'm sure citizens will agree it was well worth the wait.
The Adams Tennis Complex is a 77,000 square foot building. We have 8 indoor courts. We have locker rooms. We have a mezzanine area for viewing. We have a pro shop, and we have lounge areas.
The new tennis complex was built as a cooperative agreement between the City of Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee State University, and the Christie Houston Foundation. In addition to receiving donations from many individuals and organizations in the community, as well as from the tennis-loving Adams family for which it gained its name.
I think the tennis community is a very fast-growing community, and obviously with our weather here in the south, in the winter it's very cold and summer it's very warm, so there was a very big need for indoor courts. The tennis community it's a large community, but there is a large community that is not playing tennis. So what our goal is to basically reach out to the non-tennis community and try to have them come in and see what we have to offer.
The large complex is sure to be a draw not only to tennis players in Middle Tennessee, but it will also serve as a national platform for tournaments and exhibitions.
I think that when we're able to bring in outside tournaments and the spring fling and different things to our city, that the overall revenue for the city will grow tremendously.
The complex has already been chosen to serve as the site for Conference USA's Women's Tennis Championships in April of 2016 and the Men's Tennis Championships in 2017. But don't worry, you don't have to be a seasoned player to be able to enjoy this facility.
We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Anyone can come use those hours. We will reserve court time. There is an additional fee to rent the courts. If you are a member, you do not have to pay member fees. If you're not a member, you can come in and pay a non-member fee and also use the courts. MTSU will also have court space from 1 to 4 p.m. on Mondays through Saturdays during certain times of the year.
For more information about the complex, to reserve a court, or to purchase a membership, you can visit murfreesboro.gov/Adams Tennis Complex or call 615-546-4000. If a life-threatening emergency should ever arise, you can now rest easy, knowing that care is right around the corner.
Residents in Murfreesboro and surrounding counties should feel safer knowing a Vanderbilt LifeFlight helicopter is now permanently stationed at the Murfreesboro Municipal Airport, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So we are now located here at the Murfreesboro Airport. We have a team here, a flight nurse, a flight medic, and then we also have our pilot, and we are stationed here 24/7, able to do a response at any time. Rutherford County EMS will activate us with the appropriate type of patient that would need an air medical response.
The Murfreesboro City Council approved a land lease agreement to allow Air Methods, an air medical transport company, to conduct emergency medical transport services at the airport. LifeFlight 5 had previously based operations out of the Smyrna Airport.
We did a recent change from Smyrna to Murfreesboro within the last couple of weeks, but we have been a part of the Rutherford community for the last 30+ years as their air medical support for patient care. And I will say the community has been absolutely supportive of this mode of transport because they have recognized that patient care and time is very, very much important in order to have the best outcome for the patient. And so the resources such as a level 1 trauma center, we can actually get the patient there to that resource much quicker than having to go by ground if the opportunity presents itself.
LifeFlight 5 is officially operating from a temporary location until a permanent pad can be constructed. A concrete pad, hangar, and crew offices will be constructed on the previous McKnight soccer fields. The addition of LifeFlight 5 comes at a time the airport is going through a runway extension and LED lighting project. Airport Manager Chad Gerke welcomes the LifeFlight crew, knowing how residents will benefit from this time-saving emergency care.
We just want to say we're really appreciative to both the city and the county for all of their support in making this happen and being very supportive of Vanderbilt LifeFlight and the care we're able to provide to the community. It's an excellent relationship. Rutherford County EMS is an excellent partner, and so we've worked very, very well together.
A popular tourist attraction is bringing over $1 million worth of revenue to Murfreesboro through its old-time music and dance. One of America's premier traditional music festivals once again draws large crowds to the Mid-State for the 38th annual Uncle Dave Macon Days Festival, held here in Murfreesboro at the historic Canonsburg Village.
I think what sets it apart is it has a mix of competition and it also has a mix of national acts. A lot of festivals are either one or the other, and what we do is we try to showcase both here.
The family-oriented event brings tens of thousands of people together during its 3-day run to celebrate old-time music and dance. And it's that same love for picking and performing that attracted Terry Greenway to attend the popular festival.
We just come up and just to pick, pick for the public stuff, and because we enjoy performing. It's just seeing the smile on people's faces after we get through playing a song, and they're clapping for you, and you can see the enjoyment on their faces, enjoyment on my face after I play for them,
The festival's sole purpose is not only to honor the man who popularized America's roots music, but also to preserve the history and culture of the era that made Tennesseans who we are today.
This is something that needs to be done, that people, we want to keep this going, just playing, and I've got grandkids. I've already bought my 4-year-old granddaughter a guitar, so I'm hoping I can pass all this on to my kids and my grandkids, before I pass on, so. We just think it's a great thing, and the people you meet up here, it's great.
The festival is also a great tourist attraction that draws visitors to Murfreesboro from all around the world.
We had an economic impact study done by the business school at MTSU last year, and it was a $1.2 million impact.
And with crowds like this, it doesn't look like old-time music is going anywhere.
Bluegrass is making a resurgence, so is old time. There's a lot of, you can look behind us right here, and they're, I dare say one's not 16 years old. To me, I think people are starving for real music. And I think that what we offer in the old time bluegrass community is something genuine and something original. I really do.
Uncle Dave Macon Days has been a tradition in Murfreesboro since the 70s, and if festival attendees like Terry have anything to say about it, it will be around for many years to come.
It's a great thing for Murfreesboro, but I think it's just a great thing for music and for small kids. See a lot of small kids up here, so I think it's great to pass it on to the kids.
If you haven't experienced Uncle Dave Macon Days for yourself, be sure to mark your calendar for next year's event. Whether you're drawn to the talented competitions, traditional vendors, or just to meet new people and pick up a tune, it's one old-time festival that continually stays true to its roots while also reaching new stars. The concerns of teachers from across the state are now going to be heard directly, thanks to the formation of the governor's newest council. One local educator will now be leaving her mark on more than just her classroom after being selected to serve on Governor Bill Haslam's first teachers' cabinet.
An announcement from the governor's office recognizes Murfreesboro City Schools' own Rebecca Few as a member of the inaugural group of teacher representatives from across the state.
The governor announced in 2014 that he was going to have a governor's cabinet and that it would be somewhere between 15 and 20 teachers representing all the different divisions of Tennessee, different, K to 12. And basically what he wanted was teachers that are in the schools every day to give him feedback on what was going on with educational policy in Tennessee.
Numerous teachers throughout the state were nominated and vied for a position on the coveted council, but in the end, only 18 educators made the cut. Few is a math teacher and instructional coach that has taught in Murfreesboro City Schools for 12 years. Few is nominated by MCS Director Dr. Linda Gilbert to serve on the cabinet. The candidates talked about their views on state education and participated in several interviews before being chosen for the positions.
When they called to tell me I was selected, I was honored and shocked based on what I know was a good group of individuals that were selected.
The 18-member panel will meet quarterly, beginning with the first meeting in July to speak with Governor Haslam and Education Commissioner Candace McQueen about educational issues and policies across the state. Few, who teaches at Mitchell-Nilsson Schools and Bradley Academy, will weigh in on many of the changing policies and standards that affect almost all teachers and students in state education systems.
I like to think of myself and our district as solutions-oriented, and I think that this council is going to be about, here are the problems facing education, and here are the solutions that we can work together to continue to be a great state for education.
Few hopes to serve as a liaison between the district and the state for various issues.
What I think we're going to do is take suggestions and information from teachers, things like the evaluation and the new standards and the assessment, and really talk about what's best for children, because that's why we're all here, to do what's best for children in their education.
The governor's office said each of the 18 teachers were chosen for their focus on student achievement, willingness to collaborate with colleagues, leadership skills, and ability to find solutions. Few hopes that her time spent on the inaugural cabinet will prove to be helpful in raising the bar in education for school children across the state.
I hope that this group of teachers and Governor Haslam and Commissioner McQueen can sit down and really talk about where policy and education and best practice for children all meet, and take those problems that teachers are struggling with and talking about and move toward the solution and what's best for the kids.
A new city employee is filling a new position that takes purchasing procedures to a new level.
The city of Murfreesboro, like any other business or government, purchases a lot of goods and services. Anything from copy paper to vehicles to playground equipment or building roads, a very diverse array of products. So a system where businesses or vendors can compete for these purchases is better for the city. The new city purchasing director explains.
I was hired by the city of Murfreesboro to be the purchasing director. It's the first purchasing director in the history of the city of Murfreesboro. My goal here was to be able to centralize purchasing and to create efficiencies, as well as reach out to the suppliers of the vending community. Our goal is to grow our community and our vendor base and to use electronic means to be able to have as many qualified vendors available to us as we possibly can, and to make the process streamlined as well.
Everything now will be done electronically from an internet portal called VendorLink. There, businesses will be able to see what the city is seeking to purchase and sign up to be a vendor for those purchases.
We now have a purchasing website. At that purchasing website, they can go and look up active solicitations that we have and look up previous ones that we've had out there. And they can also register to be a vendor with the city under our new VendorLink system. There's also a link on the website for that as well.
I think the exciting part about this new system is that it should be much more transparent for vendors. It should be easier now that we're putting everything online in this online system and everything's going to be centralized in one place, they will more easily be able to find what solicitations are available. You know, they're no longer just waiting for the newspaper to come out and tracking those ads on the back page. They can go right to our website, look at our active solicitations, and submit proposals there.
Today we held a supplier forum for many of the vendors that's in the local area, and we invited them in to talk about what the centralized purchasing model looks like, what the purchase order system is going to look like, how to submit their invoices, and that we will no longer be using the PO book process that we had in the past.
Today was really an opportunity to launch a new vendor registry system. Thank our vendors for their support all these years, but tell them about ways that we hope we can improve the process and make it easier. Part of centralizing this process is we've hired Althea Pimsel, who's bringing a lot of experience and background in government purchasing to the city of Murfreesboro. She's really identified ways very quickly that we could improve our processes, both for our employees, but also for the vending community. So we're excited to have her. I think that good things are to come, especially from her experience and knowledge in this area.
They could start by going to the city's website and choosing the purchasing department. They can register there for vendor link and also be able to email or reach out to us for any questions they may have. Our email is purchasing@murfreesborotn.gov.
The city's Building and Codes Department is recommending some changes that are now on their way to implementation in regards to the way that businesses can display certain signage.
A public meeting held at City Hall is leading to some changes in the way businesses could be able to display their signs.
This was a stakeholders meeting for temporary sign ordinance proposed amendments. There are several amendments that are being taken place with the sign ordinance. Basically, the majority of them are increases, and we are taking the bulk of the ordinance and combining everything that has to do with temporary signs into one section. So it would be a lot easier for someone who's not familiar with our ordinance to find out what is allowed with our temporary signs.
The March 3rd meeting was held in an effort to gather input from business owners as well as citizens regarding proposed amendments to the city's sign ordinance. The proposed amendments mainly concern temporary signs and exempt signs, which are regulated by the Building and Codes Department, but they do not require a permit.
The main purpose of the regulations is to have aesthetically pleasing, not a proliferation of signs all over town, and for safety purposes, vision sight triangles, like I said, signs that blow into the road.
A few changes to the current ordinance are being proposed to try to aid citizens and employees in making policies as effective as possible.
I would have to say enforcement is probably one of the most difficult tasks with this particular job in the field, just because you can fix a lot 1 week and 2 weeks later it's back out of compliance again.
Representatives from the Building and Codes Department provided a presentation on the proposed amendments. The meeting drew a group of business owners and concerned citizens to listen to details about the proposed amendments, ask questions, and voice their concerns.
Generally, the citizens of Murfreesboro, we get complaints about a proliferation of signs throughout the city. So we try to keep a balance between aesthetically pleasing and be fair to the businesses at the same time. If you're a citizen and you want to have a yard sale, you need to know what the regulations are for temporary signs. You know, you can ask a neighbor on a corner if you could put a temporary sign in their lot, and you can have up to 4 of those per event that you have. So signage is primarily for businesses, but the general public wants to have the knowledge of what is allowed as well, just because, like I said earlier, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Some people really like signs, and that's generally the business owners, and some people don't really like signs, and those are generally the citizens.
And while this public meeting only introduced proposed sign ordinance amendments concerning temporary and exempt signs, other proposed amendments concerning permanent signs may be discussed at a later meeting.
Right now, everything is all over the ordinance. You're prohibited and your exempt, and your removal of your signs, your violations and penalties for the signs, those are all in different sections throughout the ordinance as a whole right now. So we're taking everything that has to do with temporary signs and putting them all in one section. And then the next ordinance revision that we will do will be the zones. We're taking everything about permanent signs within zones and putting them in one section where that will be easier for them to locate.
If you want to find out more information regarding the proposed amendments,
it can be found on our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And on our main page at the very bottom, there is a link that will take you to the proposed ordinance amendments.
Intense growth can not only be seen in the progress of Murfreesboro's 20-year comprehensive plan, but one state department is also developing its plans for the future. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is now seeking input from citizens in the community as the department is currently developing a comprehensive plan that will lay out the future of transportation across Tennessee. In order to assure that the plans are adequately made, state officials have been visiting various communities, including Murfreesboro's own St. Clair Street Senior Center, to gather feedback from Tennesseans as to what the major goals of the next few decades should be.
In this position, we get a chance to get out and talk to the community, get feedback, also talk to our local partners, and those we consider like the cities and counties and the different agencies across the state, as well as, of course, within TDOT and other state agencies, just to be able to try to make the transportation system better for the state of Tennessee. So today I get the chance to come out and talk to you all about the 25-year long-range transportation plan that we've been undergoing at the state for about 2 years now. This process began back in August of 2013.
The plans are still in the development phase, but TDOT hopes to unveil the finalized plan in late 2016. To add your input, you can use the TDOT online input map at tn.gov/TDOT. A national headquarters is on its way to Murfreesboro.
I want to personally thank Kasai and MTech, including Chairman Watanabe-san and Sugasawa-san, for being here today and for making the investment in our community. I can promise as a city we will do everything that we possibly can to make sure and support this industry and many of the industries that are in this community. Rutherford County has a rich tradition in the automotive industry. Many of our residents benefit from the services that these companies provide, and Kasai and MTech will be no different. The special thing about this community is the willingness to partner with one another, and when we see a goal that needs to be accomplished, that we make that goal. And we see that not only from our state all the way to our county, to our city. So on the behalf of the Murfreesboro City, I want to let you know that we are excited about this opportunity, and we will absolutely be here for you with anything that you need. Thank you for making an investment not only in our community, but in our citizens. Thank you.
MTech, the well-known automotive parts manufacturer, will bring a sizable economic impact to the mid-state. The groundbreaking for MTech's new headquarters in the Gateway District was recently held to kick off construction of the more than 60,000 square foot building. City officials are hoping that MTech's headquarters are just one of many to come to Murfreesboro. The city's Urban Environmental Department is working around the clock to make sure Murfreesboro's landscape maintains its beauty. Here's a look into the department's daily duties.
My name is Kane Adams, and I'm with the City of Murfreesboro's Urban Environmental Department. We are involved in managing the city's urban forest and committed to assisting citizens with all agriculture-related issues. Here are some of our responsibilities.
Our tree crew consists of one climber and 2 groundsmen. The climber is a highly skilled position that is responsible for the overall daily operations of the tree crew, including but not limited to removals, pruning, tree assessment, and stump grinding. The groundsmen are required to have knowledge of pruning, tree rigging knots, and safe work practices, and are to assist the climber as needed. We maintain all trees and manage all aspects of our urban forest, which include over 900 miles of right-of-way, city parks, city-owned properties, and greenway trails. Some of the work involved is tree health assessment and care, disease and insect identification, elevation pruning, visibility pruning, hazardous tree removal, and emergency response. We frequently come in at 5 a.m. to perform removals or pruning in high-traffic areas for the safety of our crew and not to impede traffic flows. Sometimes we have to reroute traffic and shut down lanes for safe work zones. We appreciate the public's understanding and patience when we do interrupt normal traffic flows. Tree work in itself is inherently dangerous, but combined with the added exposure of working in the right-of-way, it adds another level of risk, and that's why safety is our main concern. Our landscape crews are in two divisions. One crew handles turf grass maintenance, and the other crew is landscape maintenance. These crews maintain the majority of the same properties, including the medians along Medical Center Parkway, Middle Tennessee Boulevard, Conference Center Boulevard, the Chamber of Commerce, Civic Plaza, and the Discovery Center, just to name a few. The landscape maintenance crew does anything from landscape design all the way to pruning, mulching, and weed control. We manage over 50 properties that in total have over 600,000 square feet or 14 acres of landscape beds to maintain. Our turf grass crew creates and implements our turf maintenance program that consists of turf applications, including applications of fertilizer and pre-emergence, weed control, and soil testing. They also do weekly lawn service, which includes mowing, edging, trimming, and general cleanup of our properties if needed. Our turf grass crew has over 35 properties that total over 1.2 million square feet of turf grass to maintain. To put that into perspective, it equates to roughly 27 acres of mowing. Some of the things we do as a team that you might not be aware of: we clean the square every Friday morning, and we water the flowers around the square 3 to 4 times a week. You know why you don't know these things? Well, it's because we do it at 5 a.m. while most folks are still sleeping. If you're up and out and about at that time, come by and say hello. Another division of the department is the Landscape Plans Review, which reviews all commercial site plans for compliance with the zoning ordinance. We review anything from a triplex to large apartment complexes, retail centers, and any and all commercial building construction. This position is one that must have a very good understanding of all site plan requirements, including landscaping, grading, utilities, traffic, and many more. This is a difficult job, but very rewarding, as you get to follow the project from conception to completion. All of our team members are cross-trained in all aspects of landscape and tree maintenance, so they can assist other crews and work together to accomplish our department's goals. They are highly trained and knowledgeable in all aspects of plant and tree care. The best thing is, everyone cares about the quality of work that they produce and are proud to showcase their talents around town in some of Murfreesboro's most prominent places.
We work in the right-of-way on a daily basis, along with numerous other Murfreesboro departments. Please be cautious and aware of your surroundings when entering one of our work zones. Our job is to beautify and maintain Murfreesboro landscapes to a standard that all citizens will be proud to call Murfreesboro home.
In other news, progress is being made on the Bridge Over Broad project. Crews are continuing to work on utility relocation, but the project is beginning to see some physical difference as retaining walls are starting to be constructed. Road widening work is expected to begin moving forward. As always, motorists are asked to use caution, reduce speed, and be alert to the changing road conditions in the construction zone. For more updates on the project, you can visit TDOT's website at tn.gov/TDOT. Also, congratulations to Murfreesboro's Fire and Rescue Department on being named the recipient of a Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation grant, which totals over $16,000. The funds will be used to purchase a new brush skid unit for a Humvee. The unit will be used for brush fires, airplane incidents, and disaster response. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. For more information about the City of Murfreesboro, just visit our website at murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to watch one of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. Signing off for my final time in Murfreesboro, I'm Callie Durham. Until we meet again, I look forward to seeing you in the city.